Good Monday morning, stepsons. It is the Monday after Mother's Day, and I want to follow up with you and find out if you did any of the things I suggested to you in the video last week about a gift idea for your mom on Mother's Day. Did you make a card for her? Did you write a letter or a note to her? Or did you get her some chocolates or flowers or plant a flower, a potted flower for her? I hope you did at least one of those, and of all of those, the one I hope the most you did was the letter to your mom, because that will probably mean the most to her for the longest time. Now, it's the day after Mother's Day. You can go back to life as normal when it comes to your relationship with your mom, or you can choose to do things a little differently. What I mean by that is living in a way that your mom would want to brag about you. How would your life be different if you lived in a way that your mom just wanted to tell all her friends about what a good son she had? And maybe you're living that way now, and I hope that's the case. But if you're like me, it's probably not true. When I was growing up, I did some things I regretted with my mom. Two quick stories. One was when I was a young teenager, 12, maybe 13, we had power tools at home. We had an electric saw. I wanted to cut some wood for something. I don't remember what it was, but I was not completely confident in myself to use the power tools, but I thought I knew how to do it. But I asked Mom if it would be okay if I went and made this cut with the saw in the garage. And she hesitated a little bit, but she said, "Do you think you know what you're doing?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." And so she said, "Well, okay, but be careful." And my older siblings weren't there, otherwise I would have just asked my older brothers. But I went out to the garage, and now I was a little bit nervous because Mom was nervous. But I thought, well, I know what I'm doing. I've seen them do it. So I plugged in the saw. It was just a handheld circular saw and a piece of wood I need to cut. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I didn't want to cut a finger off. Anyway, I made the cut and successfully breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief and started going back in the house. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to play a joke on my mom. So when I went back in the house, I held my finger and I acted like I'd hurt myself. I said, "Mom, Mom, Mom." And immediately I regretted it because she dropped what she was doing. I could see almost the terror in her face as she was afraid that I had hurt myself. And I immediately regretted that I decided to play that practical joke on her. That was an innocent thing potentially, but I wish I hadn't done it. So one other story. When I was an older teenager, I brought home a poster that I bought at a store. And it's not a poster that your mom would be proud of. It was a very hot lady in very short shorts and a cut-off shirt that didn't quite cover the bottom of her bosoms. And on the shirt it said, "Beer busts are better," and she was holding a mug of beer with, a big head on it. And I put that on my bedroom wall. Now, that's not the kind of thing that my mom, at least, was pleased with. We didn't drink, for starters. I was underage. And, that's not the thing that my mom, in my case, would have been thrilled about to have on the wall. But I was a hormonal teenager, and I wanted it on the wall, and there it went. So eventually, I did take it down. My priorities, my desires, my focus changed over time. So what's the point of that one? Well, come back to the day after Mother's Day, and this Monday motivation video message is for you to live in a way that your mom would want to brag about you. So if she'd be pleased if you did something like that, I guess you can do it. But in my case, my mom wasn't. So live in a way that your mom would want to brag about you from now on, not just give her a nice letter on Mother's Day and then go back to taking her for granted and not appreciating what she does. A little Monday morning motivation for you. Always remember, you can still succeed even if your dad may not be in your daily life, and you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on the next video.